Hogan & Co. Academy content session number 3. Let's get into it. Finding your ideal client and maximizing platforms. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Each has its own maximum ROI and minimum ROI. Personally, a significant portion of our revenue in the last 2 months has come from Instagram. Usually, it's Facebook. TikTok, I think we've got 13,000 followers, doesn't produce a ton of revenue. LinkedIn, 5,000 connections, mostly C-suite CEOs, executives, etc. Not a ton of business comes from there. YouTube, I don't even touch our YouTube other than video tutorials. Now you know. But it might be different for you, and I'm going to show you how to modify your strategies for each platform. Let's go. 1, recap. If you're now on content session number 3, I hope you've practiced what we've preached. Remember, there are 3 prongs to growing, specifically closing clients through social media. Most of you by now have 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 leads, depending on your offer and your type of business and your geography. If you're landlocked in a specific area, you're not going to see the same leads or results as another company. If your offer is more compelling, you give away more stuff for free, you're going to see more leads. You already know this. However, most of you by this point, this is not an insult, I'm here to help you grow, have not pulled your weight. What do I mean? Are you creating a post and a reel every day? Are you posting a story every day? Doubtful. Now, have you used the content lessons to create? Moreover, are you posting pain on Monday? Painful story. Value, teaching people something, teaching things to people for free. Value. Wednesday, social proof. Much like the post I did this morning, here's our client X, or here's somebody we work with who's been taken from A to B and they're happy as a pig in shit. Social proof. Reviews, post them. Happy clients, get them on camera. Bribe them. Give them a gift certificate to something to get on camera and say, you guys are the best in the world. Now, most of you are not putting in the effort to do this. Well, if I told you the difference between closing 5% of your leads on social media and 25% plus on social media was this piece, would you do it? A lot of you still aren't willing to invest 20, 30% of your effort and team's effort to front-end marketing, specifically getting on or behind a camera. It's required. It's crucial. I can't help you close a bunch of business and significantly grow without this effort. Now, for most of you who are feeling a bit deflective, I don't have time, bullshit. We make time. Okay, we can always make time. If I'm punching you in the face right now, it's on purpose because we've given you a golden ticket to grow significantly. And a lot of you aren't maximizing that ticket or you're holding it in your wallet. So let's get after it. Post every single day, reel every single day, get a story up every single day. Follow that strategy. Thursday, a call to action. Hey, click this link if you want to go here. Friday, Saturday, personal. I have not seen any of you getting on camera personally showing your family, your boats, your toys, your cars, your travel. None of you since you signed up. Do it. People need to trust you. The reason why I personally close 60+% of the calls, and you've all been on a sales call with me, is because they look at my social media, you look at my social media and you see value, humor, controversy, and there is 0.0% trust issue because of how much time I spend offering free value. You ain't doing that yet. Or some of you who are. Honing in on your ideal client is crucial. I used to advertise to the masses. We used to advertise to the masses. We used to say, if you own a business, if you're an entrepreneur, we stopped that. The more you hone in and focus on an ideal client and a specific avatar, the more business you're going to do. If you follow enough elite marketing books or some of the best coaches and most successful people in the world, they preach a lot of the same thing, especially the Alex Hormozis of the world, Gary Vee. If you follow them, they'll tell you one thing. Hone in on an ideal client and speak to that client only. So I honed in on successful, masculine, traditional, conservative males 35 to 65. Now, most of you are that, or your partners are that, or you're some of the staff that are in that category. This doesn't mean I exclude females or exclude people younger than that. It means that my message and this punch you in the face method works for guys who experienced bullying in high school. Works for guys who are tough and resilient, provide for their family. It works for men who don't resonate with left-wing politics, moreover believe in hard work. Shut up, suck it up, get to work, produce results, accountability. Those are my people. Now, when I started speaking to those people, guess what happened? Well, I've excluded 90+% of the population, haven't I? Then why are we growing? It's because that message, when it hits that ideal client, like me, a person like me, they go, yes, this isn't just another marketing agency. This isn't just another idiot saying he can do something and it doesn't do it. This is my guy. And a lot of you have decided that before you picked up the phone, or before I called you 4 to 6 times, before I emailed you twice, before I personally texted you 5, 6 times and hounded you until you got on that phone. If you click my link, I own the right to contact you until I get a no. Nobody ghosts me. I don't ever get you can't, I'm too busy, this and that. If you don't give me a no, I will keep following up over and over and over and over. Relentless pursuit of success. I think you should adopt the same mindset or have someone on your team that does. If you don't, and you call leads once or text leads once or email leads once, you're not going to do the kind of numbers that you want to do or invested in us to do. What you're realizing here is a lot of this is on you. It is. And we learned this, okay? If you follow the trifecta, you add your following of ideal clients, like similar interests, similar age, ideal client, and you add them on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, then you comment on their posts, like their posts, share their posts. Now you're telling the algorithm who to speak to, as well as produce content every day that's relevant and entertaining and exciting for your client, combined with the ads that we do. You are growing. You are growing. Most of you by this video are not following through on that process. How do I know? We've done this a lot. And the last thing we want to do is lose you as a client and friend and long-term possible partnership because we can't control the outcomes. We can control the outcomes if you do the work. I can't step into your body and behind your camera and create compelling value for your specific complicated business that it took you a lifetime to figure out. I don't know your business. I know it enough to advertise it. You know enough to sell it. So let's get to selling. Most importantly, defining your ideal client is all about pain points. My clients have experienced terrible times with marketing agencies. My clients want to cut through the bullshit and they want to trust you. My clients is the wrong word. The folks that I work with best are folks who think the same way. No. Let's get to results. Prove the results. If you don't prove the results, bye-bye. Who is your ideal client? I'd like you to write it down and put it through ChatGPT, because now you know how to use ChatGPT. Say, here's my ideal client. How do I speak to them? Where do you suggest? How do I run a marketing strategy? Okay, we do all that already. Your ideal client is crucial, and let's funnel down to some people who are your specific ideal clients. Look at your last 50 clients. Have your team bring it up. I know it's work. Do the work. I did. Who are they? I bet you're going to find they're all similar in age, similar interests, similar demographics. That's even more the case in social media. Let's find out who your people are, okay? Platform parameters, Facebook. Facebook is all about post length, captions, stickers, tagging. Facebook, you want to add yourself to groups. Contractors, we've got a cabinet client who's doing wonderful with us, and he's got a ton of leads. He's in Winnipeg. He should be adding himself to contractors in Winnipeg, Home Builders Association, Winnipeg, okay? Home renovations, Winnipeg. There's going to be major groups, and never pick a group less than 10,000 members. Add yourself to that group. Don't advertise in that group. Add yourself to it. Now you've got a place for an audience. Now you've got a microphone, okay? You got a voice. And start tagging those groups in relevant content. A lot of you came to us if you didn't see our ad, through me tagging the group and you just coming across our valuable content. Marketing my business online, how to grow my business. I find all these groups and we tag them in our posts. Facebook is big on tagging. Hashtags are when you put Builders Winnipeg, and it shows relevant groups in those areas, and it sends your post, if it's hot enough, to those groups. So on top of hashtagging, tag 3 groups. Find 3 groups today, join them in Facebook. You're part of one of my groups, this one specifically, Hogan & Co. Academy. Well, I'm also advertising Hogan & Co. Academy so it has more members, okay? And we're specifically targeting entrepreneurs to look at this group and see this content just like you, okay? It's a free course, so of course I can offer it free to other business entrepreneurs. We're going to do business out of this group. Everything is designed to create value. Get to creating value. So when you do post your content, your stories, your posts, your reels, tag relevant groups. Click tag. Now you've got a bigger audience. The great thing about Facebook is the characters limit. You can write much longer in Facebook than Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay? TikTok obviously is not a place for writing, it's a place for videos. Facebook gives you long form content. So what I do is I write my post, I speak to ChatGPT, I write my post, then I say, break this down into character limits conducive to Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's 2,200 characters. You know how many times I've created a post and I've not been able to post it on Instagram or really dilute the message because the message was too long. And I spent hours writing a post. Really impactful post, especially pain, telling a story about pain. That takes a while. A ChatGPT will cut it right down. So I start with usually make the post ChatGPT conducive to character limits for Instagram and Facebook. Then you're safe. Now you can figure out whether the message is good for both platforms, okay? And that's the place, where you want to spend most of your time is Instagram and Facebook, okay? When you post on Facebook and Instagram, it's a similar process. And I'm going to walk you through that here. I'm going to put it at the top of the screen. You want to make sure captions are on. Make sure you tag relevant groups. Make sure you add some kind of filter and sticker. You can run that strategy for both because what it does is tells Facebook that you're interested in using Facebook relevant filters, hashtags, comments, and stickers. If you prepare a video somewhere else, which I often do, and upload it to Facebook, it ain't going to do as good as the ones that you've edited within Facebook and Instagram. That is not an accident. The algorithm with Facebook and Instagram wants you to spend as much time as possible on their platform. If you're editing content on their platform, they are going to reward you. If you're liking, sharing, and commenting on your ideal client or followers' posts, reels, and stories, you're going to get preferential treatment from the algorithm. If you're adding specific humans, you're going to get more of those same humans from the algorithm that see your content. Do you see how this strategy is required to funnel your leads down to that sale? I can't do this for you. I can't go speak to your people. We have lots of clients. I don't know who exactly your people are. Go find your people and speak to your people and let us create the marketing requirements to get them in your sphere. Then you're going to have to go to work on sales. I'm going to add a bonus session just on sales because it is crucial to nail your free giveaway offer, which most of you start at. Then we advance you to direct to market. We can't advance you to a direct offer like mine that you clicked on until your content is good enough. Nobody's going to trust you until your content is good enough. I can get away with it because when people come to our social media, they go, holy shit, this is great. I want to speak to this guy. We need the same for you. So, defining your ideal client, understanding their pain points, we've got that covered. Platform parameters, tailoring your approach to each platform. We've covered 2. Now let's cover TikTok. TikTok, you must pick relevant music. And there's a section whether you have a creator account or a business account. I have a business account. And you want to make sure that you're adding trending music. There's music that trends up and music that trends down. Facebook and Instagram, when you add music, it automatically tells you which one's trending. The more people who are listening to certain music, the more your ad is going to pop. The more your content is going to pop. Picking the right music is crucial. Then, of course, you want to add captions. Each of these apps has their own section for captions, which you've seen here from the tutorial that I've already done. And TikTok's is no different. You can pick which caption you want to use.
And I bought about 25.
You can choose the size. You can move it around the screen. Now you want to add your relevant tag and video description. Never make that video description more than about 5 lines and use 5 hashtags. TikTok doesn't want you to write a thing. They just want people to scroll through videos. That's all they care about. Scroll time. You know when you get stuck in the vortex of TikTok on the toilet, or you're sitting there on the couch and you just get stuck for an hour? That's what they want. That's what they want. Because they make maximum advertising dollars from those who invest in TikTok advertising because of the platform's time that people spend on it. It's a business. That business needs more attention than Facebook and Instagram, doesn't it? They're in competition for attention. So give others attention and spend more time on the apps, and you're Gucci, meaning good. I learned that one from my kids. Platform parameters. So tailor your approach to each one. If you have questions about how to post on TikTok, Facebook, post it in the group or tag me in it, or always tag your marketing agency in your post, because we have way more followers than you do. We'll help it go viral. I did a post this morning on one of our new clients, Tenant Trust Solutions out of California. They're going to get a lot of eyes. They'll probably make some sales from that because we tagged them. We've tagged and we'll tag all of you as we go. Givers gain. Likes, shares, comments we've covered. You need to invest in your ideal client and followers. Posts, reels. Hey, I have a dog. You're doing a reno. Don't sell. Don't sell in this process. Do not sell. You doing a reno? No way. I love your kitchen. Here's some of the kitchens we've done. Don't sell. Hey, I see this kind of wood. No way, you're using these kind of countertops. No way, you added solar. That's super cool. Comment. Action steps. Define your ideal client. I'd like each of you in the comments to this video, to prove that you've watched the whole thing, to identify your ideal client. Your ideal client, who, what, when, where, why. Who they are, what they're interested in, where they hang out online, why they should do business with you, and when you're going to reach them. Did I cover all of them? See my point? If you don't know this, you're wasting your money on us. How can we speak to your ideal client? And your ideal client wants to work with you. Now you know. Maximize platform-specific strategies. I'd like you to post a video in Instagram and Facebook and tailor or differentiate how the video looks and the trending music specifically and captions within each app. That's your job. That's your homework. Utilize in-app features, filters, music, captions. Again, that's your homework. And now we found your ideal client and we've maximized each individual platform. I hope you learned something. Stay tuned for content session number 4 coming up next week.